Right. Okay. So bands today, tie the bands around your hips so they're level, or what you perceive as level. What I'd like to do is a bit of focus work today. So we will be in stand for a little while, okay? All right, but first things first, let's think about mobilization. So alternate right knee, left knee, pump the knees. I want you to think about lifting the feet. So lifting the feet, and as you lift your heel, it's the big toe and second toe that the line is focused on. So that's how we're driving it. Your head will bob up and down. That's just getting us going, pumping the calf muscles, and sort of warming up through the ankle joint, okay? Part one. Okay, now what I want you to do is to swing your hips side to side. Boom, 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 boom. So, and what this does, so you've got your ball and socket joint here, you just kind of press into the outside edges of the hip, and this is also freeing off a bit of space that's going on in the lock in your bum. Okay, now back to up and down, straight line. Think about pelvis, center of your knee, big second toe, brace center. Now we're going to go up and down, and then we're just not going to rise at all. And all the effort is just lower limb. Now go up and down. Can you feel the difference? Whole body, lower body. Whole body, lower body. Last time, whole body, lower body. Good. Okay. Right. So I'm just going to come in a bit closer so you can see me. We're going to think about hip hitching. So we're just mobilizing, and this involves shortening on one side, and you'll see your band on one side goes higher than the other. What that looks like is a heel lift each side to do this. Okay. And again, this is trying to free off what's going on here in the back, and it's just warming up what's going on around the hip, okay? Got that? Lovely. Right. Good, 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 good. Now, the next thing I want to do here is just think about that. Feet together, squeeze thighs, and clench bum. We're just sliding down. Sliding down. So lower body really tight and still connected, as if it's like just one thing. And we're lowering and rising and lowering and rising. So, and the idea is, because I feel this, I feel that my external obliques are waking up to that. They don't really like it. So changing front knee, back knee, keep your feet together. Front knee, back knee, front knee, back knee. Pat's doing it with me behind the camera. Okay, switch, front knee, back knee, front knee, back knee. Now you don't have to do the same pace and rhythm as me, because I'm like, oh, that feels nice. I'd like to stay here a little bit longer. Oh, that's nice. Front knee, back knee. Okay. The other thing I want to do, so we're just focusing around the hip area to start with. Let's just take the left foot. Okay. Ball of left foot. I just want you to take the knee right the way in and then right the way out. So the whole body will work with you. So some internal and external hip rotation. So and this is just warming up and mobilizing. And so again, this is just about freeing off what's going on here. So as we move up the chain, we'll just create a little bit more loosening everywhere else. And after this session, you'll be like, oh, look at me. Right, other side. So internal, external. Let the whole body get involved. Internal, external. Everything's twisting, rotating in the lower back. Lovely. Lovely. Okay, hands to knees. We are going to round out, push the back away from the heels of the hands which are rested on your knees. Drop the chest, lift the tail, lift the chin. Lower, so chin to chest, really push the back away so you're getting a scapular stretch. So your back is really stretching out. And then the reverse, squeeze the shoulder blades. Open the space from your pelvic bone to the front of your rib cage. Look up, look up, look up. Are you filing your nails? Chin to chest. And looking up. Okay, and give yourself a little bit of a waggle. Okay, lovely. So moving up the body, the next thing I want you to do is some micro shoulder rolls. So micro, tiny, weeny shoulder rolls. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, just little ones. Okay, and now make them slightly bigger. So slightly bigger. Now I'm going to make this a whole back job. So I'm coming down towards the ground, up towards the front wall, up towards the ceiling. My back's coming into play, and I'm doing it again. Oh. So it's not going to feel normal, and it's just going to wake up some of those sticky bits that are going on, particularly in the mid to upper back. So really kind of work with it. Let your boobs lift, your back shorten. And it's all about that circle movement. Okay, good, good, good. Now let's see if we can go the other way. So taking your shoulder blades back by squeezing the shoulder blades together. So go boom, up and over, stretch the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades, up and over. So you go hench. So squeeze up and over. Okay, so hopefully we're starting to feel a bit. Okay, as we did internal hip rotation, we're going to do the same with the arms. Okay, so palm up, out, in. So out and in. Now, shoulder comes with you. Lovely. Lovely. And again, find the pace that works for you, because you might kind of go, oh, that feels nice in stretch, and that feels, oh, really good in squeeze. And I want you to think about sort of crushing down on your back fat. Oh, it's just me that has the back fats. Okay, same again. So forward and back, forward and back. It's really playing with mobility. And that's the thing, because when there's pain and when there's restriction, we avoid. It's just our human nature. So we just need to keep going with it and finding the things that make us go, oh, okay, it feels a bit better now that I'm working it a bit more. Okay, right. Now, a movement that I've steered away from, but it's kind of come back into my life recently, is hands and elbows at shoulder height. Send it forward, but beyond forward. And then pull it back, lift chest. So take it forward and back. Now, the key here is hands and elbows at shoulder height. Now, I've been doing this exercise recently with weights, and I'm finding that I'm restricted in my shoulders. So, and then I'm thinking, we don't do this enough in Pilates. So it's good that I exercise, because it gives me inspo. Right, now here's the change, okay? So we come back in, elbows kind of just slightly forward of your shoulders, so if you can see that. Right, okay, we're just going to go up and down. Now, a nice test here, let's do it this wall. A nice test is, if you're against a wall, can both hands touch the wall? And then try it the other way around. So palm to wall, hands to wall. And I want you to think about this, like really think this through. If you're near most of you have moved near a wall, great. Okay, close your eyes, keep going. What's going on? Can you feel snaking around your body? Does it feel equal and balanced? Does it feel exactly the same right and left? Pat's knackered. It's hard, isn't it? Yeah, because you're getting that feedback. So do you remember a while back I was talking to you about your nervous system and your nerves that sit on your skin? You're getting amazing feedback by allowing those arms to touch the wall. You right? Okay. And then release, release, relax. Okay, so let's get these bands. Ta-da! So hopefully we're all right. Can I have a thumbs up? You lot, you might think, oh God, they're not there for another week. And then you're like, oh crap, she's had a week where she's been thinking about you. I do think about you all the time. Okay, listen, this is the first thing I want us to do. This is about waist, not shoulder. So here we are with our bands. And ironically, I've been begging for an easier, longer band. And now I've got one. I wished I had the stronger one. Now watch. My starting point is mini and really little down there. So my starting point is stretch and I'm pulling up. So Pat's sending me backwards. Okay. My starting point is quite low on the band. And my end point is in lateral flexion on the other side. Okay. So I'm using the resistance of the band to activate everything in my back and my waistline. But mostly I'm personally feeling it into my low back. I need you to have your feet in neutral. Think about how we lift and engage in neutral. So you're under resistance on the up phase. So we're pulling up under resistance and the resistance is going to shoot you back down. So we're going to control that on the way back down. So up is one thing, controlling down is another. Little tips here. What happens if you pulled up your shoulder and did it? Does that feel different? What if you depressed your shoulder? So you made your shoulder even longer. So you feel like it's in the traps in the neck a bit. Anyone like this? Can I have a thumbs up? Like feeling it, yeah? Okay. Not to mention, there's a bit of grip action going on as well. Let's switch sides. Okay. And so nice and low. Your starting position is under resistance, feet in neutral as we lift it up. And it's under control, we come back. So we're pulling up and under control. Pulling up, that's it. And have a play. So let's think about shoulders to ears. What does that feel like? And then depress shoulder. So when it's depressed, your neck is super mega long. And the reason I'm asking you to feel that, those four muscle groups, the sits, the supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, teres major, all come into play here, either to stabilize or fixate the shoulder. What that means is, simply by lifting and lowering your shoulder girdle, we're starting to activate smaller muscle groups that all need to be continually trained. Okay, release, relax, good job. Okay, so we're going to go the other way now. I'm going to stand on my band because it's long enough. And I'm also going to bring it through like a ponytail. So my thumb is pointing up to the ceiling. And this is a curl and a stretch. A curl and a stretch. Now, again, this might give you a bit of a measure, and Pat's going to put eyes on so I can see what you're up to. Keep your elbows facing backwards and your palms almost facing inwards right the way through the motion, okay? So we're driving upwards. So we're in a neutral alignment here when we rise and lower. And tell me how that feels, or think about how that feels in the middle of the shoulder. Okay. Now, do you remember in the old days? So I used to talk about Princess Leia and then Mickey Mouse. Do you remember that? Okay, right. So we're going to think about Mickey Mouse now. So that was Princess Leia as you go up and down in your lines. Now Mickey Mouse is palm to me, and let's have a little play with that. So this means your elbows pop it out. You remain engaged and in neutral. Lovely. Try it the other side, have a little play with it and see how that feels. Again, the type of thing you can do against the wall, simply because, again, you get that beautiful feedback. Is there mini rotation with your body going on? Are you slightly out of alignment? And what happens if you did it both hands? So, now on the down phase, so you're going to get pulled down by the resistance of the band. On the down phase, control it. And now I want you to think about your back fat. I know, not all of you got back fat. I'm not insulting you. Just helps you, give you a bit of feedback. So up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Can you see what I'm trying to do there? What I'm trying to achieve with the shoulder blade squeezing? Again, these are all movements. And if it's too intense, don't use the band. But the idea is we're not very good, us humans, at training back muscles. So we mostly need to think about it and feel it rather than, yeah, I've got, because we can't see it. So therefore we kind of don't really fully connect, whereas we can connect with the bicep curl. Okie dokie. And rest. Okay, so good old fashioned classic dumb waiter. So set up, band around your bra line, pinch the band at the side seams, take your arms out wide, pull your elbows in at your seams and start with your hands forward. So we're just going to let the band shorten and let your arms come out and in. Now, again, I feel that restriction around the top of the shoulder girdle. And again, it's something where you can give yourself feedback pat. So just opening and closing. Try again some more. You don't have to use the band, but again, it just helps you paint that picture. And I can see, you know, when you're on camera or in front of a mirror, I can see the imbalances in my arms. Mm-hmm. One is easier than the other, Pat's saying. Yeah, them both together. Yeah, it's definitely easier to do one. And it is, there's a piece here about continue to work through it as well, because with time, we've got, and there's inflammation. With time, we can work through it and increase that range of movement. Okay, rest out just for a second while I just demonstrate what happens next. So I'm going to keep the band where they are. This time we're going out and bringing in a rotation. So the idea is shoulder blades depressed and retracted. So down and squeeze together, arms out or hands out at shoulder height. Nothing rotates below the waist. So think about breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Now, again, if it's all too much with the tension on the bands, relax your hands, okay? So that's really important to understand. I know I'm throwing a lot of stuff at you this morning. Yeah, I mustn't do that either. It's terrible. Got it? With me? Lovely. Okay, so this is 101. This takes us back to basics, and that's the important thing. You know, it's important to go down there, back into the real classic repertoire of Pilates, and then build again from there, particularly from a rehabilitation point of view. Now, we're going to repeat the same movement, but the muscles are going to do the opposite job. So, so to explain, when you train your bicep, this shortens and the tricep lengthens. Dumb waiter with the band behind us. So there's more of a pull, a press, and this way is a pull. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now. So whereas the muscles were lengthening and the opposing muscles were shortening, now we're going to turn it around. Excuse me, got a little frog in my throat. So band in your hand, forward, neutral alignment, keeping it simple. Elbow in your midline, hips tucked, all of that. Open and close. Now, again, I feel this because I do a load of bench work, chest work. So I find I need to come back to these movements to make sure the smaller muscle groups are working well in shoulder function. So hands stay on your waistline horizon, opening and closing. So we're keeping this simple. There's loads of things we can do with this, but we're not today. We're just going to keep this nice and simple, opening and closing, keeping those elbows tucked in your waist. And also the grip starts to go, and you'll feel it around your shoulders. Feedback against walls, always just like it's magic. You're like, oh yeah, that works. Other side, not so much. So this is what we're working through. Well done. And release. Yes, I've had enough. Right. So the next thing we're going to do, and I'm sorry about this, so I'm going to just give your shoulders a bit of a rest. Dinner plate size band. Or, hang on, I've gone off camera. Oh, I'm back on camera. Do you remember these? The loopy ones. So you could use those as well if you've still got those around. I think I might use mine today just for change of colour. I was talking to Pat about this the other day. So this bit here, groin, hip flexors, they get tired after a while. And I am going to come back to that internal, external hip rotation bit in a minute. But for the first part, just watch. Okay, so I'm just trying to sort of lift and step out, transfer weight, lift and step in, lift and step out, lift and step in, lift and step out. Right, I'm just going to change angles. You join me. So it is stepping up and over, stepping up and over. At the moment, the band is around the arches of the feet. And I want you to bring in that Pilates method. So where am I? Am I throwing my weight around? Can I do this slower and under control? And if I'm going to slow it down, the push off is the ball of the foot rather than the whole of the foot, because we kind of spring otherwise. So push off the ball of the foot. Okay, why? Okay, this strengthening, the band is working as a piece of resistance. So because we're in a wide base, it's tonally really good for the pelvic floor as well. Then it's your balance, and then we're incorporating resistance to this strength work around the hip and pelvis. So it's like win, 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 win. Got it? So when you're bobbing around the house, you could try this. Have your little bands around your ankles and walk and talk and move around your house. Yeah, if it's not a risk. That's the other thing. Are we good? Okay, right. So with that said, let's focus on the balance component here. We're coming up onto the left leg. The right leg is coming forward to tap down, lifts up, comes out to the side. Now watch, watch, watch. I'm going to try and strike down with the heel, but the knee and toe points forward. And then I'm going to try and take it backwards. So it's challenging balance, keeping the band on you at all times, tapping down and up. So we go out 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Got it? Now, in a minute, you'll go, oh, hello. Because everything lower limb is working really hard. Middle, all working really hard. Your feet, try and relax them, use your methodology, all that knowledge, all that training, all those years, bring it with you. We're keeping steady on our feet. Last set. And then we switch sides. Thank God. Oh, hello, hips. Da, 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 da. And that was the static side, right? You should have felt that too. Okay, we switch sides. There's just, oh, and Pat, you might need to keep me briefed on time because I'm without watch as well. Right, okay. Oh, we're still warming up. It's 9:30. So remember, we're trying to keep nice and still and straight, using our Pilates training, everything in neutral. Lovely. Oh, you look great. Oh, yeah. 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Got one more set now, okay? Oh, anyone feel that? And rest. Oh, hello, hips. You hate me, don't you? Well done. Okay. Feeling all right? Just checking on you. Okay, so I'm doing a piece now called Overload. And the idea is we've already stressed this area, so we're now going to finish it. Yeah. Oh dear, crap myself up today. Right, so band back on the arches of your feet, feet wide. So we do this in, you know I'm a big fan of sway. I've always loved it, especially from a wide base of support. But we're going to do this with band resistance. Now, when you start coming away from the ground, I don't want the resistance of the band to bring your feet closer together. So think about sway, hold, tap down, transfer weight, sway, hold. So there's a lot of moving parts here. The interesting pieces, and I'm doing this to camera so I can see my imbalances. Coming down on my left side, I feel like I've got a smooth transition. Coming down on my right side, I feel like there's more effort involved because my left hip is not playing. So, and I'm feeling it. I'm thinking it through, closing my eyes, and I can feel there's more effort required of my body to do one side than the other. And I'm pretty sure you'll be feeling similar. Got it? Okay, and release, relax. Well done, team. Okay, so keep the band where it is. We're going to roll down to the band, pick up the band, and then we're going to pull it up. Okay, so it looks like this. So nice and tall. Everything's functioning, feet in, just slightly wider than neutral, chin to chest, rolling down, slowly taking my time, letting my fingers relax, hook the band, and I'm coming back up. Okay, so on the up phase, at the top of the movement, the resistance of the band is going to pull my shoulders down and stretch my back. But I'm going to resist that. So I'm going to pull upright and squeeze my shoulders back into neutral. Chin to chest, lower all the way down to the bottom, and then pulling up and setting at the top. Now, what we're not looking for is speed. Belly in, eye gaze through thighs, eye gaze through knees. Pulling up, 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 up. And at the top, just reset those shoulders, reset the posture, gentle tension, tightness on your bottom. That's your bottom and your buttocks. That feels nice. I really do feel in balance right the way into my hip. And what we can add on, if you want to, at the top of the move, keep pulling up. Last time, release your band, just float there, fingers dangling, take your weight to the right, to the left, you just hang in there. Okay, walk your hands out, and we're just going to stay in 4-point kneeling for a moment. The band is still around the arches of your feet. Okay, let's have a look at cat-cow for a little while. Always a little cough. Esophagus gets irritated. Okay, right, are we good? So we're going to change it up a little. I'm just going to switch direction, and we might have to switch cameras as well, our kid. Okie doke. Firstly, bear with, just watch for a second while you reset yourself. I'm looking for is a lowering of the face beyond the fingers. So lowering and pressing away. I'm just going to change angle so you can see me. Hands, narrow base of support, and I'm thinking hands directly under shoulders, lower my face beyond the fingers, exhale to push up. Inhaling to lower, exhaling to push up. Got it? Okay, so we're going to do that another 4 more times. Beautiful. Now think about your alignment. Try to avoid coming back onto your bottom. Really focus on your power in your breathing out as you push your face away from the ground. So that's the important piece here. Oh, I feel like Beyonce with all that wind in my hair. I'm supposed to say, you look like me. I'm loving her cowboy releases. It's brilliant. Anyway, another conversation. Relax. Band still there? Okay, now I'm going to give you 2 options. On hands or down elbow, we're going to have a look at sending your foot skywards. So the idea here is we're just trying to keep the hips relatively still, and the heel goes towards the ceiling, not the wall. 4 of these. Now try it on all 4s, but try it on elbows. I think you might prefer elbows, is my feeling. Okie dokie. Lovely, lovely. Give yourself a moment, switch sides. So choose whether you want to be on your hands or on your elbows and pushing upwards, skywards. So you've got a couple of options. Really try and get your heel nice and high, or come down on your elbows, same thing. Pulling your belly to your backbone. Driving the ground away from you. Mini tremors going off everywhere. That's what I expect. Wow, it's like she's in a really bad mood. And rest. Oh, we good. We're good. Okay. Right, last thing, and then we're just going to lie down on our bellies. The last thing, static lift. Okay, so we're on all 4s, hands under shoulders. This is really important, Sue. So if you just maintain neutral, great, focus on that. The next step would be float knees, If you find that's too much or there's pain, just work on squeezing the shoulder blades together and then separating them. And I can't remember the action for that. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Pretraction, protraction. Couldn't think of the name for love nor money then. Okay. Right. Lift, lift. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Knees down, rest out. Yeah, it feels like the old days. Right. On your backs, have a little relax, grab some water. Ooh, feels quite hectic, doesn't it, today? Ooh. And I tell you the other thing, I just have been living with low range vertigo, and that was really nice for me to flip over like that and not have that, ooh, like that room spinning. Blah, 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 blah. Now, this is about hip. And I'm bringing it back to life again with bands, because I feel that we need to add a bit more resistance into our hips. So we start with a wide base and we're looking to lift and lower with the band still around the arches of the feet. So we're under resistance, looking to flex the hip. So we need a couple of things here: great balance, and that transferring from right to left without too much disruption and movement from the trunk. Now, if you want to, let's try 4 on one side only. 4, touchdown 3, touchdown 2. Last time. Switch sides. 4, touchdown 3. Good job. Now for me, one side, no trouble at all, other side, pain. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to come up, up and stay up. So both legs are there. Flex through the feet. That's key here because you're still on the bands. And we're going to extend out into single leg stretch and come back in. Got it? With me? Okay, so we're pushing out and in. Flex feet, really control your core. If you feel that you need to lift your head with each extension, that's kind of a nice feeling too. So we're really feeling that power into the hip flexors, right? Okay, well done. And relax. Your feet now go wide. You're still under resistance. We're dropping the knees right side to left side. Do you remember I talked about internal hip rotation at the beginning of the set? So both knees drop to one direction. Both knees the other. Now, if you can, let your arms go in the opposite direction. You just have a little play with this. Lovely, lovely. And then release. Good job. Okay. So how are we feeling? Are we good? Keep the band where it is. Your knees are still wide. Your heels are closer to your bum, closer than before. So now what we're going to do is look to tilt the hips, come up into a bridge. Lay your spine back down. Now we're going to do this about 8 times, okay? Quite quickly. Roll up, 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 up. Roll down, 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 down. Now your spine is lovely and warm now. So this should feel quite a fluid movement. And your feet are wider than I normally set them. So on the up phase, really drive from the heel, okay? So think about heel push, bum squeeze to lift, core grab to lower. So squeeze your abs to come down. Clench bum, drive heels up, squeeze abs, come down, down. Got it? Okay, 3 more. 2 more. Clench in the bum. Last time, up and stay. Walk your feet slightly wider. We're going to knee knock. Remember this? Knee knock, bring the knees in and out and in and out. Nice and high in the buttocks. In and out, in and out. Good job. Keep going. Really see if you can drive your knees together. 8 and 7 and 6 and 5. 4 of us. 3, 2, in, down. Give yourself a moment. Well done. Okay. Finally, you can let go of that band. Turn on your side to me. God, it's all happening here. Okay. It's just a little bit of a movement sequence now, okay? Knees bent in front of you. You could have them at 90, but I think that just might be a bit onerous. So just like a little wider. Got it? Can you see me? Okay. All I'm looking for is see if I can get my knees to touch, foot in the air, and then see if my foot can touch my knee. So touch, touch. Now, I'm guilty of this. I want to roll back on my bum cheek to accommodate the movement because I feel really restricted in this movement and I have low level pain. So what do I need to do to improve this? I need to keep that internal rotation as big as possible. Well done. Okay, and then release. We're going to quickly switch to the other side. Knees bent, same thing, knee, touch. Oh, a little click then. And like I say, we're all a little bit, this is something that we all need to continue to work on. Anyone feel like they're getting better at that? So as they progress through it, you should feel like, oh, it's a little easier than when it started. Okay, lovely. Now, with me, we're going to roll onto our bellies, feet wide, and then we're going to keep a bent knee and see if we can tap the feet down side to side, okay? Now, I feel massively restricted. I hate being on my belly. So bent knee, my foot can touch down on one side. It cannot at all touch down on the other side. So, oh, it's a bit of a lesson there, Helen. So I can see where I'm tight. Now, and the reason I'm doing this, it helps to alleviate back pain, okay? So bear with me on it. And it's something that I'm going to have to enforce. It's now the new law. I need to work on your backs. Oh, I need to work on my back. Well done. Feet together, knees wide, push back, child's pose. Who thought that was weird? But odd, right? Okay, yeah, me too. If it helped, I thought it was weird too. Okay, so watch. Knees wide, toes pointing towards each other. I'm just going to sway side to side for a minute because my hips are a little bit in shock. I'm stretching my hands out, and all I want is to see if you can brush your boobs along the floor. Okay, this becomes bigger with practice. And if you've got big boobs, you're going to get friction burns. Okay, so the idea is we're working your shoulder blades together again, scooching along the floor, allowing your shoulder blades to sort of pinch each other. And that should feel quite nice. You get a nice bit of nipple rash, and but you'll feel your shoulder blades working, okay, as you transverse forward and backwards, right? Anyone want to die with that? Anyone hate it? It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, and release. Kneel up for me. I don't know about you, but this sets me up. I'm cool for the rest of the day, except my hands feel really sticky with our new band. Okay, are we good? All right. So I know not all of us like to sit on our knees. We're looking to tilt under, and then from here, drive upwards, crampage straight away. Lean back a little, come up, and then lower down. Got it? Okay, so it's a tilt under, lean back, squeeze butt to drive up, lean back, up, sit. Got it? Tilt, drive, lean, drive, sit. Okay, this time we're going to do the 3 back and forths. So we tilt first, drive up, lean back 1, lean back 2, lean back 3, sit. Now we're going to do a 5 and then we're going to sit. Okay, tilt, lean back, drive, because you're going to be tired now. 5, right? Okay, so 5, 4, oh, hello legs, 3, 2, last time, hold, and sit from there. Oh, you good? Well done. I really like that. Felt good. I can feel my thighs going. Hello, mama. Okay. Knees wide, toes connected. Just wiggle your hips for a second. Okay, flat hands. Curl toes underneath your feet and push back into a low squat. This should massively stretch out the back of the calves that just got a bit battered. Hands down. Now, as you bring your hands down, I just want you to lean into that so your elbows are pressing into your inner thighs. So it's a nice little groin stretch, low back stretch. Push back. Okay, see if you can have a little wiggle jiggle. Now, I know this isn't for all of you girls, so if you can wiggle jiggle and get your heels down, even better. If not, you come up a little higher. Hands wide, just press your elbows into your knees and lean into it. So your body weight is coming down onto your elbows. This is just about stretching out through the groin. We've done a lot of back work. Now we just got to release that off. When you're ready, bring your knees down. Take your right foot forward and then drop all your body weight forward. So we're getting a stretch out of that left hip. So bring it all forward and stay there for a sec. Pull your shoulders backwards. So we're still hips forward, but we're just leaning back a little. Okay, now come back into neutral. Okay, so your hip is directly over your back knee. That's part 1. Now bear with me. What I need you to do is lift up right hip and lower. So it's a rise and a sink, a rise and a sink. Feels a bit icky around the hips. Well done. Switching sides. So big stride forward and then come forward into it, sink. Breathe. Come back into neutral. So shoulder, hip, over knee. Okay. And then we're going to lift up through the left hip and then drop down. So your right hip might pop out a little bit. So lift up and down. Feels weird. So up. And again, your back's going to give you, it's going to tell you it doesn't like it. Well done. Lovely, lovely. Then from there, we're going to make ourselves nice and comfortable. Oh, dear Lord. So you can choose to sit, prop yourself against the wall so you can fully relax, and or you can lie down. If you lie down, you might want to bring the soles of your feet together and drop your knees apart. So find a thing that works for you. Honestly, I really don't mind. But I can tell you this for nothing. I've just blown your nervous system with the work that the specific work we've done. And consequently, you will feel wiped out. All right. So on top of already feeling wiped out, I've just wiped you out even more, but it's healthy. This bit's good. So we're just tapping into that nervous system of yours. And to reinforce that, we need to breathe. So, so now what I'd like you to do is just focus. I don't know what I said then. Can you just focus on your breath? Slow in, slower out. Slow in, slower out. Like you to see if you can just relax your hands. And today, I just want you just to see if you can use the pad of your thumb onto the fingernail of your index finger and just gently press onto that. So you're conscious, there's a tension and a loop from your pad of your thumb onto the nail of your index fingers. Okay. So we just keep coming back into that. There's pressure and a little bit of energy there and focus. Continue with the breath. Continue with that closed loop. This is rebooting. You know when you turn your computer off? That's what we're doing right now. Now, let's just take your thumb onto your fingernail of your middle finger. Same thing, just apply a little bit of pressure and focus and breath. Hold it there. Okay, release the pressure and put the pads of your thumbs on your ring fingers. Apply the same pressure there. Again, it's a stretch out, it's a release through the hand. So your inner center core is just talking to your external extremities. Release, and then once again, fingernails, the fatty pad of your thumbs. Okay, now we're going to switch that out a little bit. This time, your pads of your baby fingers are going to press on your thumbnail. Ring finger, press on your thumbnail. Middle finger. Index finger. Oh no. What finger's that? Index finger. Index finger. Press on your thumb. Oh, dear Lord. Now I want you to fully relax your hands. Let the fingers gently curl. Feel the heat in the palms of your hands as your energy is radiating around your body. You need to stabilize it and bring it all back in line. So feel that heat in your hand and visualize light and heat and warmth in the wrists and the hands as if you're holding warm balls of energy. And then I want you to imagine it absorbing into your hands like heat, warm bath, and feel it radiating up to your elbows. pulling up to your shoulders, as if you're sinking into luxurious warmth. Feel that heat across your collarbone, seeping downwards towards your navel. And feel that heat drawing down your thighs, your knees, shins, feet. And almost circle back. So the energy coming through your feet is now coming around the outside edges of your body, like it's wrapping you up. And all that warmth is now shielding you all the way up to the top of your shoulders and around your head, like a big hooded cloak. And all of that energy is now being pulled into your very center. And with your next breath out, you release it all and explode it all from your center. And feel that energy push into the outside edges of your body and start to sparkle and smile. Start to create some movement with your fingers and your toes. Come back into the space. Stretch out parts of you that need stretching. Wrap your hands around each shoulder, so you're giving yourself your own group hug. Little rock, 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 rock. Arms out wide again. Hands at high to a wide V. Bring your hands together into your heart space. And I can't begin to thank you for all your support, all your energy, all your wonderfulness and your love. And it's just really nice to be with you today. Well done, guys.